Good morning, Vietnam. Thank you so much to everyone who is taking the time to tune into my first foodie tutorial video. I've been dying to finally finish editing so I can share my bottom of the barrel ass abilities to bake and cook with you guys. So today we're going to be learning how to make a fresh apple pie. So we're going to start off with some green crisp Granny Smith apples, and yes, they need to be washed, don't be disgusting. So you can prep them to be peeled, cored, and sliced to be dusted up by your dry ingredients. So you have some brown and white sugar, a little bit of flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, and some, yes, freshly squeezed lemon juice because we are not lazy around here. Dang, look at these apples all lathered up and ready to go. We're gonna set these babies aside and get started on the crust. Alrighty, so now we're gonna be making our crust. You're going to throw your flour and butter within your mixer, and you're going to pulse it quite a few times until it gets a texture that looks a little rougher than you after a night out on 6th Street. So now we're going to add in our ice cold water, tablespoon by tablespoon, because we have commitment issues out here and can't just throw the entire bowl of water. But in all seriousness, if you add too much water, the pie dough will get all mushy and you'll have to start over. So for once in your life, just listen to me. And after each tablespoon of water, you have to fluff it up with your fork, because I don't know how y'all do things where you come from, but we follow directions out here, so just pay attention. Anyways, back to business. Once you've added enough water, you'll be able to form it in your hand like that. Then you can roll it up into a ball the size of this cyst on my left ovary that may or may not kill me, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we're here to make pie, not cure cancer. So moving forward, we're gonna cut it in half and prep it to be reformed and rolled out. But dang, look at those layers, my goodness. You're gonna reform it into a ball to be rolled out. You can put it in between two sheets of saran wrap like this, or use flour to roll it out, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna grab your rodillo. And for you uncultured folks that don't know how to utilize Google Translate, that's also known as a rolling pin, but it'll do the same job no matter what you call it. So we're gonna start rolling out our dough, and no, I don't have an exact circumference measurement on this pie dough. First of all, look at the edges. Second of all, I'm not a mathematician, so just make it look round and work with what your mama gave you, and I promise the world will still go round. So now it's time to form your pie dough to your pan. I utilize a 9-inch pan, but it really doesn't matter just as long as it holds it all together. Unlike that one dusty ass ex that finally realizes that you've moved on and onto bigger and better things, just like we are now with this pie filling. Anywho, look at these visuals, my goodness. Honestly, they're rather subpar, but all I have is an iPhone X, so bear with me until I can make some improvements. But I mean, if you guys were seriously expecting higher quality, you are in the wrong place. I may not be bottom of the barrel, but I'm definitely not Martha Stewart. But y'all knew that already, so don't play me. In terms of adding your filling, it honestly doesn't matter how well organized the apples are, because not only can no one see inside, I personally don't know anyone who has the time or patience to individually place each apple inside there. And if you do, I would consider getting a second job with all that gas in the tank. But dang, look at all those juices. And for those of you asking if I'm trying to save time, why don't I just throw the whole bowl in there? First of all, mind your business. And second, it could cause your crust to come out underdone and soggy, and nobody will eat your pie, and you'll be the laughingstock of your family. Just take my word for it. So you'll add your final touches like anyone can actually see what's going on inside the pie. Ta-da! So now it's time to add your second layer of pie crust. I personally like to roll it up on the rodillo because it makes it a lot easier for me to lay it over evenly, somewhat. But to be fair, I almost dropped it on the floor right before this, so fair warning, that may not be the best for you. So you're gonna go ahead and press both your pie crusts together and then tuck them under. Please do not pretend to be inexperienced when we know that you're tucking your long hands to those jeans that don't fit anymore. But here I am, por andar de tonta, I forgot to put the butter within the pie. Quite frankly, I don't really know the purpose of the butter inside, but I follow directions and it seems to be working for me every time. But now you're going to go ahead and close it back up and continue pressing together your 2 layers of crust and tucking it under to create that edge. But you see, look, I overrolled, and that's completely fine. It's not always going to be even or looking cute, but at the end of the day, you're going to pull it together and make it work. Because we're not here to be perfect, we're here to make some pie. So go ahead and add your final touches and smooth it out to the best of your ability. But it looks like we are ready to be egg washed up, just like those folks that keep that huddle link in their bio, even though they graduated over a decade ago. Anywho, you're going to go ahead and brush on your egg and milk mixture to give it that brown tint when it gets out of the oven. And you can also add some of the apple and sugar mixture juices to give it a bit of character. Ta-da! So now we're ready to secure our gorgeous girl into the oven. You're going to set it in at 425 for about 15 minutes and then bump it down to 350 for remaining 40 to 45 minutes. But she is glowing. Look at her. This is the only time I approve of being crusty. I don't care what time of the year it is, lotion is your friend. But anyway, I look forward to your comments, and future recipe suggestions are always welcome. Complaints and concerns can be kept to yourself because we don't support that type of negativity around here. But thank you again for watching. I'll be including a full list of ingredients and directions below in the description box. So if there's any recipe in particular you'd like to see me make, go ahead and leave a comment below, or don't. Regardless, I will be back with another.